Alright, let's look at the new Harlequin Troupe box. So I just picked this up today, a little later than it came out, so sorry for the delay. But here we got 6 Harlequins on it, including the Troupe Master. These are the sort of the dark Eldar colors on the back, with the normal Eldar on the front. So let's pop open this box and take a look at the sprues, and then I'll assemble them a little bit later. So here the bases rattling around in there. They're going to be the standard 25mm bases, so 32mm is only for Space Marines for now, and I guess Necrons. So nice little instruction book, some decals. So Harlequin transfers here. So you just got your basic symbols. Got like that heart, the kind of like the female heart symbol or whatever it is. I don't know my Eldar symbol, so sorry about that. Got some black on white there, a little lightning bolt. So yeah, a couple little symbols that are neat, and otherwise some diamonds and stuff like that. Okay, so our typical instruction booklet with our 3D renders, the new GW tools in it, and yeah, so basic, typical sort of stuff here. And see what they look like at the end, all the different mask variations. And yeah, okay, so we have 3 half sprues. So these are about the same size sprues as the Orc Shock Attack gun. So looks like they're tooling up new machines, I think, because typically you'd see a single sprue this whole size, so it's a bit of a different layout. But yeah, let's zoom in a bit on these and see what there is to see. So yeah, lots of smooth lines. So we got the dark Eldar sort of sword there with the Craft World Eldar one there. Cool little capes going on here. All of our different weapons. So shurikens, some blast pistols, I think those are. People will correct me, I'm sure. Nice big long sword. Okay, some of the chest pieces. So we got male and female ones, back pieces, and there's one of the masks already on the face. So then the next sprue we have here, some more legs with the whatever frilly things off the back. Here's 2 heads here with mohawks with faces that you add on later. Another female torso, and yeah, lots of great detail. We got those runes on the base there, so that helps stick them up a little bit higher. There's one of the masks there, so lots of great detail on those, of course. Another head with no back on it, or no front. A couple more masks right there. So it'd be interesting to see what kind of variations we have going on. That almost looks like one of the Death Jester masks, but it's not. And there we have the Harlequin kiss. There's that whatever that crystal pistol from Rogue Trader era. Yeah, so lots of great details on here, but we'll have to see how they all go together. My understanding from what I've read so far is that there's not a lot of different ways to make the poses, so they're going to be pretty much 6 poses, and that's going to be kind of what you're stuck with. So yeah, we'll see how that goes, and we'll have to figure out what kind of assembly I'm going to do. So there's 4 masks. Oh, I already left those. So yeah, so I'll be back with some of the guys clipped out, and we'll take a look at the assembly. Alright, so I have the Troupe Master all ready to go. I have all the bits cut out, and I got them ready to assemble. So I like to do it with extra thin glue here. And so the basic idea is you put a little bit of glue on. Anybody who's seen me do this before knows exactly what it looks like. So yeah, just put a little bit of glue in there, get the pieces sort of together, give them a bit of a squeeze, and there we go. So that's a nice connection. I just have to be a little bit careful that I don't knock it or anything like that. So yeah, there's the Troupe Master legs. And so it's kind of a weird pose on this piece of ruins here. So it's gonna be like that. So it's almost as if it's on the back, leaning back a little bit there. So yeah, it's actually, you know what? I did that wrong. It's supposed to be like that. That makes a lot more sense. Okay, so I guess you can do it wrong if you're not careful. So put a little bit of glue on the joint there, and that's good. So I'm going to glue it on the base now, and press that on there. think I want it to be close to the center, but maybe not exactly. And I get a bit more glue. Okay, so I'll just put that off to the side. And so next up, I'm going to glue the torso back to front. So one thing to notice is that there's a peg on the legs, which means that there's a hole sort of in the bottom of the torso where the legs are going to go into, and that's going to create a, well, it's going to mean that you can't interchange these with, at least with dark Eldar. I'm not 100% sure what the setup is for Eldar, so I'm not going to be swapping anything out here with my Eldar, that's for sure. Okay, and then the mask is going to go on the front here. So there's only one Troupe Master mask, I think. We'll have to see some images from the codex, see if the painting guide or anything like that has details of this sort of stuff about different ways of assembling it. So there's the face, lots of nice detail on there, and I'm going to glue that onto the torso. So of course this is all little fiddly stuff, and you got to be really careful when doing it, that especially the way I'm doing it so fast, you want to let things really dry before you knock them again. So I'm just trying to be careful here. Of course, as you're doing this, take your time, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, he's kind of got a prancing pose, I guess, as the Harlequins are going to do. And I just get this. I gotta make sure this is going to look plausible with his arm up in the air. Looks kind of awkward. I'm wondering if I should be. Okay, I think that's okay. Got a good contact there. Let's put a bit more glue and some on here. And I chose to do the Harlequin's kiss, and it's going to be like that. So I think that's the torso assembled, and then let's see if I can place this on the legs. So a bit of glue on that ball joint, and he's just going to go on like that. And there we are, all assembled. So not a lot of options in terms of posing anyways. A bit of different choices for arms, but otherwise the Troupe Masters are all going to look exactly like that. You can pick between a sword, a power sword, and a shuriken pistol. At least that's what the instructions give me, but I don't know what the codex options are, so we shall see. And yeah, so maybe I'll do some more, guys, and we'll wrap this up. Okay, so now I've got the next one. This is in the instruction book. This is player number 1. So I'm going to be just assembling it basically straight out of the book. And I think the idea that I'm going to be following right now is that I'm going to match everything in the book as it is, and then if I do more troops in the future, then I will use variations. But for now, I can just do things exactly the way they're kind of listed. And if I ever decide I'm going to try to build my collection a bit more, then I'll use variations. So at least if this way I'll know which pieces went together, and I can avoid that particular combination to try to make them look a little bit different. So let's see if I can get that. Oh, you know what? I clipped the wrong back. So that's number 16. Okay, so I'll come back and show that. Okay, so I clipped out a back piece by accident, so there's the front and back together now. Okay, now let's get the face on there. That'll just go on like that. Now the instructions actually have the wrong number for this head, but I'm not going to do that particular one. Okay, so let's put that down. And then let's see if I can get these arms on here, and then I'll just do I'll glue the torso on off camera just so it's less fiddly stuff going on here. These guys are very, very fine details. Let's tilt that maybe just a little bit. So I'm going to have this one looking sort of over that shoulder, and get this Harlequin's kiss lined up somehow here. Let's see. I think that's going to be, yeah, like that, as if it's going to be swinging around. So this one here is leaping sort of forwards, and the kiss is going to be kind of swinging in. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Okay, I've got all the parts clipped out for player number 2, and here's player number 1 just fully assembled. So pretty dynamic pose, nice leaping off of that, and then you can kind of see, you know, kind of about to swing this in and around, kind of like the solitaire pose, I guess it is. Okay, so let's start off with the legs here. And there's just a bit of a squeeze. So I don't want to glue these to the base until I have the whole model assembled, just to get an idea of what direction everything's going in, because I like to have the model as a whole kind of centered over the base. It helps make them less tippy. So if you put the piece of ruin in the center of the base, then they might be leaning way over to one side, where you know, it might make more sense to move that over to the edge so that the model is kind of leaning across the center of the base, and that'll just help keep things stable. So just doing all the sub-assemblies here, gluing the mask onto the face, and yeah, these things are tiny. But of course everything fits nicely, so not a lot of mold lines or anything like that on these models. So yeah, go together quite nicely. Now this one doesn't have a cloak or cape type of a back, so there's grenade pouches that kind of go on the back here. Let's see if I can figure out how to place those. Oh, they're going to be sticking out a bit here, so it's going to be kind of like that somehow. Okay, this is going to be tricky. Okay, so I'm going to do this probably off camera, just so you don't see me fiddling around with all these little teeny bits, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's all put together. Yeah. Okay, so there's player number 2 all assembled, and so again I used a Harlequin kiss and a shuriken catapult, so our shuriken pistol, and yeah, I changed the way the head's looking a little bit just to make it make her look a little bit more the direction that she's leaping. And yeah, okay, so on to number 3. Okay, so here's player number 3 just falling off the base. I used the Dark Eldar sword there, and I chose the shuriken pistol instead of the Neuro Disruptor. Otherwise, this is the basically the way it shows in the book. Alright, I've assembled the last 2, so let's go right from the beginning. We'll look at the Troupe Master right here. We've got player number 1, so lunging way out there. I put a Harlequin kiss on this one and a shuriken pistol. Player 2, another Harlequin kiss and a shuriken pistol. So lunging forward, sort of a pose. Number 3, sort of a leaping off of the ruin, and I did the Dark Eldar sword there. Number 4, another Dark Eldar sword and shuriken pistol. And number 5, this one kind of doing weird sort of a karate kick, and with the shuriken pistol and Harlequin's kiss as well. So all of these models you can kind of interchange the torsos, but they are basically single pose. Even with that interchanging torso, there's not a lot of variation apart from really the cloaks. So yeah, that's it for the assembly, and I'm going to start priming these guys and getting ready to paint them.